Begin with new details about an HISD officer accused of having sex with a student. I'm Bill Baeza.
And I'm Lauren Freeman. It's a story we first brought you last night at 10. Now we're getting our first look at Jacob Delgadillo. Detectives say he had a relationship with a 14-year-old student at Cullen Middle School, and some of those sex acts happened on campus.
Channel 2's Jonathan Martinez live now with more on the disturbing allegations. Jonathan.
As the suspect in this case turned himself earlier into jail, however, he is already out on bail. Also new today, we are learning the details about the alleged crimes that reportedly took place right here on campus inside the school. Once an officer of the law, now on the other side of it. This is 29-year-old Jacob Delgadillo's mugshot, a former HISD police officer arrested and charged with indecency with a child.
I'm really concerned. I don't really want my daughter here anymore.
According to court documents, Delgadillo allegedly had an improper relationship with a 14-year-old student at Cullen Middle School dating back to November. It was reported by another student who also said the alleged victim told her sex acts involving the officer were performed in a girl's bathroom on campus.
That's very inappropriate because we wouldn't want our children to be growing up in that kind of environment.
Court documents state the witness would also see the officer looking into the classroom for the student and even blowing kisses at her. Also mentioned in the court documents, Delgadillo allegedly showed the student pictures of his genitals on his cell phone. During the investigation, forensic detectives found images matching that description on his phone while Delgadillo was in full uniform.
It is unfortunate that they had to have somebody like that dealing with the kids.
While being interviewed by investigators, Delgadillo denied all allegations. Little comfort for some parents just finding out about the situation.
These innocent children shouldn't be affiliated or associated with things like they come here to learn, not how to learn how to have sex.
Again, Delgadillo is out on a $30,000 bond. However, he is expected to be in court tomorrow. Coming up tonight at 6, we talked with one of Delgadillo's neighbors who doesn't believe the allegations launched against him. That is when we will see you next. For now, we are reporting live from the city southeast side. I'm Jonathan Martinez, KPRC Channel 2 News.
Cop admits to raping 14-year-old girl at school, no jail, won't register as sex offender. Houston, Texas. More trouble for the Houston Independent Schools District Wednesday after a former Houston police officer, a school resource officer, pleaded guilty to having an improper sexual relationship with a 14-year-old girl. Once again, however, another officer got off with a slap on the wrist. Jacob Ryan Delgadillo, 30, was arrested in January for allegedly having carried out sex acts inside Cullen Middle School's girls' bathroom. Suspicions were raised by teachers when they observed the officer blowing kisses to the teen through a window to a classroom. Friends of the teen victim told the authorities the girl performed oral sex on him while on school property. Later, the victim confirmed she'd had oral sex with the officer, after confessing the act to a teacher. A subsequent investigation by police led to his arrest. He resigned in December once the allegations surfaced, which also showed he had shown the girl pictures of his genitals. An internal investigation led authorities to locate the pictures in question on the officer's cell phone. According to court documents obtained by the press, Delgadillo denied all the allegations. Image, http://pixel.watch/QT7. Delgadillo was charged with 2 felony counts of indecency with a child, but pleaded guilty to the lesser charge of having an inappropriate relationship with the child. As a result of the plea deal, the former officer will only spend 5 years on probation for what critics say a regular citizen would have done 20 years in a cage for having done. The verdict is seen by many as a slap on the wrist for pedophilia committed by a guy with a badge and a gun, who was entrusted with the care of the community's most precious resources, its children. Worse still, the officer will not have to register as a sex offender, and will not have the criminal charge on his record once his 5 years of probation is complete. The legal agreement is known as deferred adjudication, and it simply means he can return to his law enforcement career after his sentencing is carried out. The sentencing is incredulous for many who believe police officers not only should be held to a higher standard but a stricter form of sentencing when they're convicted of such crimes. After all, Delgadillo was a school resource officer, someone who is supposed to arrest others for the very same things he pleaded guilty for. Even though Delgadillo will have to surrender his law enforcement license, conceivably, once his probation is over, he may be able to reapply for the state license, transfer to another state, and continue his career in law enforcement. District Judge Mark Carter, a Republican from District 228, presided over the case. He is up for re-election in Harris County in 2018. His email address can be found by clicking here for any and all readers who may wish to opine about his decision. As part of the plea deal, prosecutor Jennifer Stabe told reporters the 2 felony counts against Delgadillo were dropped. Instead of prison time, Stabe accepted the deferred adjudication agreement, which allowed him to serve not one single day in prison. Instead of a guilty verdict in a trial by jury, the former officer would only have to admit to placing the girl's hand on his genitals. The whole case serves to illustrate what the Free Thought Project has reported on numerous occasions. Police can get away with having sex with children without doing any real prison time. They're known to TFTP as pedophile cops, and such cases involving police officers having sex with minors seems to be an epidemic. As TFTP has reported recently, officers have been arrested for having child porn, having sex with minors, impregnating teens, and being a part of pedophile rings which include high-ranking government officials. Just this week, TFTP's Matt Agarist reported on the existence of an underground pedophile ring in Baltimore. The ring is the topic of a new Netflix documentary on the subject. Netflix exposed a dark underground child sex ring involving the church, politicians, and cops, writes Agarist. As a result of the film's release, Baltimore police were forced to respond to numerous inquiries. The series, titled The Keepers, has forced the Baltimore police to set up an online submission form as people began to come forward after watching it, he wrote.
Hey Charlotte County, this is Charlotte County Cop Watch, and I wanted to explain what fair use is. You can use pieces of news articles if you're doing it for news reporting, you have commentary, and you're doing it for education purposes. So that's what fair use is, as you can see right here. Another reason why I wanted to make this video is to let you know I have just joined with Patreon. A nice thing with Patreon, I make no money on YouTube. They took the money away years ago, and so this is another way to give, and it's a nice thing too because you can give monthly. You can give $1, $5, $10, whatever. I do 4 to 5 hours a day on trying to wake the sheeple up on how corrupt it is and different ways that you can fight the corruption. So Patreon is a way that you can do it, and then of course the old way is still there. Donate to Charlotte County Cop Watch with PayPal or credit card. So keep that in mind. 4 to 5 hours a day. I make no money, but the corruption happened to me and I'm sick of it, so I'm trying to wake people up. But my wife would love it if if we could get some help out there. There's 47,000 subscribers. Just think if each one of you subscribers just gave let's say actually yes, $1 a month. 47,000 subscribers gave $1 a month. That would be awesome. That's not going to happen. But anyways, that would be great if it did happen. But do the math in your head. Just think about it. Like I said, 4 to 5 hours a day. I get no money from YouTube. YouTube has gone nuts. You can't do anything anymore. They're taking the money away everywhere. So these are a couple different ways that you can still help out with all this time that I put in. And as you know, I'm in a special situation where, at least I can do it. 4 to 5 hours a day. We have a cleaning company during the day. That's what allows me to do this, and we're debt free. So this is my hobby. I don't go fishing and all that other crap. I try to save the world. So help me out to make the wife happy, man. In fact, if you guys did give $1 a day, and there was 47,000 of you, and you did it, and each of you gave $1, and that was every month, oh my God, yes, I could quit. I could start suing them. Another idea too that we have is you know, if I got, you know, some funds, we could actually contact everyone that has been ticketed and or arrested and put in jail and start sending them postcards to let them know we're here and to see if everything went all right, and if it didn't, find out their story. So we could even do more investigations and more lawsuits. Lawsuits take money. So just think about that. You know, 47,000 of you so far right now. You know, $1 a day. I mean, $1 a month on Patreon, or $5 a month Patreon, 10, 20, whatever. Just do the math in your head. Help out. This is a lot of work every single day. Thanks.